Hi class, so this week we're covering chapter 9, Mixed Methods Research. So mixed methods research includes aspects of both qualitative and quantitative methods in the design, data collection, and analysis. Mixed methods research is referred to as the use of both qualitative and quantitative methods to answer research questions in a single study, as well as those studies that are part of a larger research program and are designed as complementary to provide information related to several research questions, each answered with a different methodological approach. Researchers undertaking a mixed methods research must be competent in both qualitative and quantitative methods or consult with persons who have that skill set. The design informs practice, policy, and service delivery. Competency 4 to engage in practice-informed research and informed research practice, and competency 5 to engage in policy practice. In the study that examined the barriers and facilitators of School of Social Work practice, the analysis performed on the quantitative data were descriptive statistics, so means and percentages, and Pearson's correlation and analysis of variances. Qualitative data was analyzed using content analysis, and the Cohen's kappa was computed to assess agreement between the two people conducting the content analysis. So to engage in policy practice, Brophy and McDermott used the mixed methods to explore what represents good practice with people on CTOs in Australia. The qualitative data derived from 4 case studies and semi-structured interviews. Data was triangulated to establish credibility. So as you can see, using a mixed method design, you would have to include both quantitative and qualitative. And those 2 examples showed you what should be included when conducting that type of design. It is also used in conjunction with experimental designs. For example, when one is interested in knowing what are the barriers and facilitators of implementing a specific intervention, the results of the qualitative data can be used to develop a new intervention addressing the identified barriers and enhancing the facilitators. It also allows evaluating social work practice. So mixed methods research allows social workers to evaluate practice. It is used for survey development. So focus groups and interviews can be conducted to determine what items to include on a survey. The survey can then be used to collect quantitative data. It is used to validate findings from different methods. So mixed methods research can be used to corroborate or validate the findings from other research methods. In order to do this, the researcher would simultaneously use qualitative and quantitative methods to collect data related to the same research question. Issues related to internal validity for the quantitative data or trustworthiness for the qualitative data are referred to as inference quality. So when will the qualitative or quantitative method be used? Concurrent design is when you simultaneously use both methods. Sequential design is when either method is introduced before the other, depending on the research purpose and where one type of data collected lays the foundation for another type. Exploratory design, qualitative method is used first, and explanatory design, quantitative method is used first. So which method will be given more priority? Concurrent design, both methods are of equal value. With sequential design, the method used first is valued. When will each method be integrated within a study? With concurrent design, qualitative and quantitative methods are integrated into a single data collection. With sequential designs, data from each method is analyzed independently based on the order the method was introduced into the design. Results from each method are then integrated into the research design. There are 6 types of design based on when to use each method. With the sequential explanatory strategy, collection and analysis of quantitative data first and then qualitative data. The purpose is to use qualitative data to interpret a quantitative study. With a sequential exploratory strategy, collection and analysis of qualitative data first and then quantitative data. The purpose is to provide insight about a phenomenon. With sequential transformative strategy, either the qualitative or quantitative data are collected and analyzed first. The purpose is to use the best strategy that aligns with the theoretical perspective guiding the study. With concurrent triangulation strategy, collection of both qualitative and quantitative data simultaneously, the purpose is to corroborate the study's findings. With concurrent nested strategy, prioritizing one method while the other is embedded or nested, and the purpose is to address the question other than the main research question. With concurrent transformative strategy, collection of both qualitative and quantitative data simultaneously, and the purpose is to evaluate the theoretical perspective used. So here are the sampling strategies used in mixed method research. With identical sampling, the same individuals are included in both qualitative and quantitative samples. For example, the same people who completed the pretest and post-test questionnaires in the quantitative data are interviewed in the qualitative data about facilitators and barriers to implementation of the intervention. With parallel sampling, different individuals are included in both the qualitative and quantitative samples, but are chosen from the same population. Examples: students from Social Work Program A are included in the quantitative sample, and students from the Social Work Program B in the qualitative sample. In nested sampling, you select a subset of individuals and include them in the qualitative sample. For example, of the 100 people who completed the pretest and post-test questionnaires from the quantitative data, 40 were interviewed for the qualitative data about the facilitators and barriers to implementation of intervention. For the multi-level sampling, you would select individuals from different populations for the qualitative and quantitative samples. For example, after an intervention, each participant is asked to fill out a post-test questionnaire and survey, quantitative data, and the staff are then interviewed for the qualitative data to determine the facilitators and barriers to implementation of the intervention. So, ethics and diversity and mixed methods research. The ethical issues faced by mixed methods research are not fundamentally different to those associated with quantitative and qualitative research methods. Competency 1 to demonstrate ethical and professional behavior states that social workers must demonstrate ethical behavior in all aspects of research. They have the same issues as quantitative and qualitative methods. The diversity issues faced by mixed methods research, again, are not fundamentally different to those associated with quantitative and qualitative research methods. Researchers should demonstrate competency 2 by engaging in diversity and difference. All right, so that brings us to the end of chapter 9.